In everyday life, have you ever had a moment like this? It's a weekday morning. You walk into the office, ready to greet your boss. But he just walks straight past you. No eye contact, no smile, no good morning. The moment the door closes, the voice in your head starts working like a machine, quoting, "He must not like me anymore. Did I mess something up? Maybe I'm not as good as he thought." Another day, you text a friend. "Hey, wanna grab lunch sometime? I miss you." The message turns to read, and then nothing. Just a few minutes later, your brain has written a full drama. "They're probably tired of me. I'm probably the annoying one in the group. Maybe this whole friendship only meant something to me." Even though in reality, you haven't even asked them once, "Hey, how are you really feeling right now?" But in your head, the story has already gone way further than what actually happened. In this video, we're going to talk about the law of mind reading others, the quiet rule that makes us suffer more from things that haven't actually happened yet than from what has really happened to us. This is one episode in the series, The Unspoken Laws, the Law of Mind Reading Others on Beyond the Mind. Let's walk through it slowly together and gently notice along the way how much of this feels like you and what you can do about it in real life. 1. First truth. We're all experts at mind reading, even when we can't handle our own emotions properly. First, we need to accept one thing. Humans are very good at, quoting, mind reading others, even though most of us can't even handle our own emotions properly. We're not just guessing what others think, we're actually putting ourselves at the center of every story, as if we're the center of the universe. In psychology, this is one type of cognitive distortion called mind reading, quoting, assuming we know what someone else is thinking without any solid evidence, just our own worry and fear. Behind this, it's not just negative thinking. Our brain has at least two auto functions. 1. Negativity bias. Our brain gives more weight to possible pain, threat, or danger than to safety or good things. Always. 2. The spotlight effect. We feel like everyone is constantly thinking something about us, watching and judging us, when in reality, most people are busy thinking about their own life. So it's not surprising at all that when a boss walks past us in silence, our brain doesn't say, "He's probably just thinking about the meeting." Instead, it whispers, "He's probably disappointed in you." We take ourselves as the center of every event, so every silence becomes a personal attack on who we are. 2. Old wounds turn silence into proof we're about to be abandoned. Look closely and you'll see something. People who are very good at mind reading usually aren't people who don't care about others. They're often people who have been hurt by rejection before. People who have been compared to others constantly, tried their best only to be told, "Still not good enough," had someone important disappear without explanation, without closure. What's scary is this. We don't just guess what others think. We then use those guesses to judge ourselves one more time on top of that. So when we meet silence in the present, our brain instantly links it to old pain. Silence equals, "I'm about to be disliked." Silence equals, "They don't want me anymore." Silence equals, "I'm not good enough," again. Even though, very often, they might just be busy, stressed, tired, or simply not sure what to say yet. The real problem isn't just what other people think of us. The deeper problem is, what we're already prepared to believe about ourselves before anything even happens. 3, from "they must think that" to "it's because I'm not good enough." Here's what makes this law so dangerous. We don't just mind read others and leave it there. We take what we imagined and then use it as evidence to punish ourselves on top of that. For example, the boss doesn't greet us. We guess that he probably doesn't like me anymore. Then we add, because I'm not good enough for this place, right? A friend doesn't reply. We guess that they must be bored of me. Then we conclude, I really am not interesting to anyone. Something tiny on the outside, one single point of data, but after it goes through the interpretation factory in our head, it turns into a harsh verdict that I have no value, I'm annoying, I never deserve to be loved in the first place. We're not just hurt by what they did or didn't do, we're hurt by what we've decided to believe about ourselves, and that is far more powerful.
4. A life controlled by mind reading looks like this. Let's check something together. See if any of these sound like you. In meetings, you always say less than what you really think, because the voice in your head says, they'll think I'm stupid if I say this. When you want to say no to work that's clearly beyond your limit, you can't bring yourself to say, I really can't take more on right now, because you're scared they'll think you're not as committed as you used to be. When you start getting close to someone, the minute they reply a bit slower than usual, you slowly begin to pull away, even though they have no idea what's happening inside you. It's like we're quietly stepping out of the world, step by step, relationship by relationship, even though no one has actually said, get out of my life. We walk out on our own because we already lost to the story we wrote in our own head. So, how do we deal with this? Here are 4 steps to train your mind so that reality becomes louder than your imagination. Step 1. Change the sentence in your head. From, they must think that, to, right now, I'm worried that. For example, instead of, he must think I'm worthless, try, right now, I'm worried that I'm worthless in his eyes. It's like pulling the spotlight from them back onto your own heart. You start to see that what's really making you suffer isn't what they actually said, it's your own fear that has never really been held or listened to. Step 2. Pause 5 seconds and ask, do I actually have real evidence? This isn't a silly question. It's actually a handbrake for your mind. Before you let your thoughts rush into a dark tunnel of worst-case scenarios, ask yourself, did they directly say, I don't like you anymore? Is there a clear, repeated pattern that really shows they're pushing me away? Or is this just an empty space with no information yet that I filled with my fears? Very often, the real answer is, I have no proof. I only have silence and a gap. And because the brain hates empty gaps, it quickly fills them with the scariest story it can find. Just noticing, right now, I don't have enough data. My fear is just running way ahead of reality, is enough to stop you from believing your own fiction so easily. Step 3. Write down 3 other non-dramatic possibilities. This is simple but very powerful. Every time you mind read in the darkest way, take your phone or a piece of paper and write, right now I think, insert worst case scenario, then follow with, but 3 other possibilities are, for example, if they haven't replied, they might be overwhelmed with urgent work. They might be exhausted and not ready to type something long. They might have already replied in their head, but haven't hit send yet. This really happens a lot. When you force your brain to look beyond your fear, it's like turning down the volume on the most dramatic voice and letting other voices speak too. You're not lying to yourself with fake positivity. You're simply admitting that reality can have many faces, not just the one that hurts the most. That alone reduces the power of your negative imagination. Step 4. In important relationships, choose to ask instead of assume. In some relationships, letting your inner drama run unchecked will slowly destroy trust, not with a big explosion, but with small cracks over time. If you feel that you're starting to interpret every silence as something bad with someone who matters to you, it might be time to gently ask for real. Lately, I've been overthinking a lot. If I've done anything that made you uncomfortable, please tell me. I really want to understand. Or, with a boss, if there's anything you'd like me to improve, please let me know. I don't want to just keep guessing and stressing myself out alone. We can't control how clearly other people communicate, but we can choose whether to let the worst-case story run the relationship or to face the truth, even if the truth isn't always pretty. A harsh truth that can actually set you free. There's one truth that might sting a little at first, but can free your heart a lot. Most people don't think about us nearly as much as we imagine. Not because we're unimportant, but because everyone is drowning in their own inner world. They're stressed about money, afraid of their own future, worried about their family, tired of the voices in their head, just as much as we're tired of the ones in ours. We're all the main character in our own story and a temporary side character in everyone else's. Accepting this can make it easier to put the burden down. We move from, they must hate me, to, they might just be busy dealing with their own world, just like I am with mine. It doesn't erase pain overnight, but it stops us from explaining everything with, it's because I'm not good enough, every single time. The unspoken law that you're starting to see. In the end, the law of mind reading others shows up in almost every relationship we have. And the less we dare to ask what's real, the more we let fear become our source of information. We mind read our friends, we mind read our boss, we mind read our family. And the harshest part, we mind read our own worth through other people's imagined eyes. We sentence ourselves before anyone else says a word. If you're still listening now, it probably means that deep down, you want to become a better friend to yourself, not just a ruthless judge in your own mind. We can't really control what others think of us, but stopping the habit of mind reading isn't about being sure that they must be thinking good things about me. It's about choosing that even if some people don't think well of me, I won't let my own mind be the one that attacks me the hardest. If you've noticed that you've been mind reading others so much that you forgot to ask your own heart, hey, am I okay today? Maybe the first step is not to change anyone else's thoughts, but to turn inward and gently say, from now on, I'll let truth speak louder than my fear. And this was The Unspoken Laws, The Law of Mind Reading Others, an episode from Beyond the Mind. Here, we don't just try to understand the outer world, we learn to look back into our inner world to see our wounds, our fears, and slowly transform the critical voice in our head into the voice of a true friend who stays with us every day. If this video helped put some of your feelings into words, or made you think, yeah, this is actually me, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to Beyond the Mind And share this video with someone who might be exhausted from overthinking what others think of them. Thank you for listening until this moment. I hope that one day, when you face silence from someone again, you'll take a deep breath and quietly tell yourself, "Today, I choose to let reality speak louder than the fear inside my own mind."